What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Jesus in LA by Alec Benjamin. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs by Alec Benjamin that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Jesus in LA on guitar is that we're going to be in standard tuning and we are not going to need a capo to play this song. The next thing you want to know for Jesus in LA is the structure of this song. We're going to start out with a verse, then go to chorus, then verse and chorus again, then we're going to have a bridge, and then we're going to finish up with one last chorus. And the last thing you want to know before we dive into Jesus in LA is the 6 chords that we need to play this on guitar. The first one is D minor, the next one is C, the next one is G, the next one is A minor, the next one is G over B, and the last one is F. And I'll have a beginner way to play that F chord, as well as chord charts for all the other chords in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Jesus in LA. Man, I'm stoked to be getting back to some Alec Benjamin. I've gotten a ton of requests to do more of his songs, and I really enjoy playing his stuff. He's got a lot of cool acoustic guitar parts in his songs. I really dig jamming on his stuff. So, with that in mind, let's dive into this song. So, most of this song, actually everything except for the bridge, so all of the verses and choruses are going to be one chord progression, and then a couple of picking patterns to go along with that. So like I said, about probably 95% of this song is just going to be the same chord progression and picking patterns repeated over and over and over again. So it is a little bit tricky, but the fact that it repeats that much makes it kind of a beginner-friendly song. Still a fairly beginner-friendly song, even though it's a finger-picking song. So with that in mind, the chord progression that repeats through pretty much the entire song is going to be D minor, C, G, and A minor. And again, that repeats through all of your verses and choruses, everything except for the bridge. Now, what's going to be a little bit more complicated than that is what we're doing for the picking for each chord. Not super tricky, but each chord does have its own picking pattern, and so we're going to break that down chord by chord. So first, let's start with that D minor. Our D minor, what we're going to do is we're going to pick our D string with our thumb, and then we're going to pick our B and high E strings. And you can use whichever fingers you want for those. So that's our first chord. We go D string, B and high E, and then we're on to C from there. We move up to C, and we're going to pick our A, B, and high E strings all at the same time. And then we're on to our G chord, and for our G chord, we're going to pick our low E and then our G and B. So our low E and then G and B at the same time. And then last chord here, we'll go to our A minor. We're going to pick our A string and our G and B strings at the same time. Just like that. And that's the picking pattern for each one of those chords. And like I said, that really pretty much repeats through most of the song, everything except for the bridge. So one more little quick walkthrough of that. What we're going to do is start with D minor. We go D and then B and high E at the same time. And then we go to C and we play A, B, and high E at the same time. And then we go to G. We pick low E and then, G and B at the same time. And then we go to A minor and we pick A and G and B all at the same time. Just like that. And then like I said, that repeats through everything except for the bridge. So it is a little bit tricky because it is finger picking, and finger picking is a little tough for beginners. Once you're kind of used to it, it gets a lot easier once you have some experience and a couple of songs under your belt. But for the beginners out there, if this is your first song, this is going to be a little challenging. But again, once you get this down, it does repeat through most of the song, and the bridge is super easy. So again, as far as finger picking songs go, this one is not too terribly difficult. So I would recommend giving it a shot even if you're a beginner. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to break that down very slowly. We're going to run through it a couple times very slowly together, just so you can make sure that you got all the right stuff in all the right places, and then we'll repeat through it a couple of times at full speed to match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first through that picking pattern that will play all the way through all your verses and choruses on Jesus in LA will look about like this. And guys, a couple of times full speed through the chord progression and picking pattern that will repeat through all of the verses and choruses on Jesus in LA, so most of the song, full speed will look about like this. And guys, the only other thing that you need to know to play Jesus in LA is the bridge. For the bridge, we're just going to have one chord progression and two strum patterns. Our chord progression for bridge is going to be C, G over B, A minor, F, and G. And that is just going to play through once for our bridge, and then we're back into that final chorus. And you'll notice that that F and the G have stars next to them. That's because we're doing something different for strum pattern on those two chords only. So we'll get to that in just a second. The chord progression, the strum pattern that we're going to be using for our non-starred chords is just going to be 16 quick down strums for each chord. So starting with our C, it'll go kind of like this. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Helps if you count those in 8s rather than 16s. It's a little bit, I don't know. In my mind, it makes it a little easier. So that's our first one. We go C, and we go G over B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we go to A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're to the first star chord, that F, and what we're going to do is on that F and that G, we're going to split the 16 down strums in half. We're going to do 8 down strums for each one of those. We're just splitting the strum pattern in half between those two. So for F, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we go to G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're right into that last chorus of the song, which will finish us out. So, guys, with all that in mind, like I said, we only play through that once for the bridge. So what I'm actually going to do is repeat that a couple of times just so that you guys can jam along with it and make sure you got it down. But really just remember, you only play that once in the actual song. So a couple of times full speed all the way through that bridge chord progression with those strum patterns should look something like this. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Jesus in LA on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 700 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what song I'm jamming on today or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram story at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, Jesus in LA is a great song for beginner guitarists. I was really stoked to share this one because it's one of those that it's a cool picking pattern. and it's cool finger picking, but it sounds more complicated than it actually is, which are some of my favorite songs to learn and some of my favorite songs to teach, because it sounds like it would be very, very difficult. But what's cool about this song is, even though it is finger picking, so for the beginners that might be a little bit intimidating, once you get that finger picking part down, that does repeat through pretty much the entire song, everything except for the bridge. And then once you get to the bridge, that bridge part is really easy strum patterns, and then pretty easy chord progression. The only tricky part about that would be the F chord, and the F chord, again, if you don't have that down yet, you can use the beginner one in the pinned comment. So overall, this seems like it would be a really difficult song just by listening to it, because it is finger picking and it is, you know, it does sound complicated, but it's not. It's actually not as complicated as it sounds, because it's very repetitive. And I love songs like that because it just kind of breaks the barriers of songs that most people might think would be intimidating, and just shows you that you can do those types of songs even if they sound intimidating. So guys, I've been really digging Alec Benjamin lately. I really have not listened to him a whole lot outside of the songs that you guys have requested. So every Alec Benjamin song that I know and that I've listened to has been because of you guys, and I really appreciate that. I love it when you guys introduce me to music. I don't listen to a lot of his music outside of learning that stuff, but I do really dig the guitar parts in his songs. I have not heard a song from him that doesn't have a cool guitar part in it yet, and I love that. I love it when artists just incorporate really cool guitar parts, and it sounds like most of his music does that, including Jesus in LA. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.